Ladies and gentlemen, we got fresh news from Burkina Faso. Okay, there is a news that Jibo has not only been liberated for the past 2 months right now. Development has entered Jibo. Pavement of road, agricultural activities starting to go on in Jibo. I can't imagine that Burkina Faso are moving this fast. In 2020, 2021, Jibo was a no-go area. Talking about Jibo is like talking about Borno in Nigeria. Who dares to go to those kind of location? But ladies and gentlemen, this is another sign on the board that Burkina Faso is moving very fast. And there are some special military operation that has been going on in Jibo. Like recently, about 23 terrorists were neutralized. So, ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe that Jibo, even when I saw the pavement of road going on in Jibo, I was surprised. I've actually seen this news for a while, but I was scared to bring the information out there because I felt like Jibo, but this just shows that, Captain Ibrahim Traore was actually spot on when he said that he would do everything in his power to make sure Burkina Faso is a very, very safe place for anyone to come to. And we've heard recently that the president of Mali is telling Malians in diaspora to come back home and invest. And is giving them a guarantee that whatever investment they make in Mali is totally going to be secured. Niger is also going on with a lot of road construction, rail construction. These countries are moving in the right direction. So now I got a shocking news yesterday. In fact, this is the biggest shock of my life. And I felt like I can't feel this shock alone. I feel like a lot of you that have been following AES news on this platform and on other platform, you must have heard one name. This name stands out among every other name of the fighting force in the entire AES. I won't lie to you. Captain Watau. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm smiling because when I hear this name, I'm happy because it comes with good news. Captain Watau and his brave 72 immortals of the Rapid Intervention Brigade. I can't forget everything that relates to that particular unit. According to what we heard, this unit has never lost a single battle, skirmish, whatever you want to call it. And it's been led by one man, Captain Watau. Now, guess what the shock was? When I think about all the time that we've always gotten information about this Watau, we've never seen a picture of Watau. Everything we've always seen is the picture of his units, the guys that fight in his units, and some of the VDP detachment that they deploy alongside. I have never seen Watau before. So, in my imagination, based on how terrific that name sounds and the type of operation they normally deploy this man to go for, I used to paint this very black, huge, gigantic, devilish looking man. That is what I felt like the Watau was going to look like. But, ladies and gentlemen, I saw the picture of Captain Watau today. And guess what? Look at Captain Watau. The funny aspect is I doubt if this guy will barely be 30. That is if he is. Ladies and gentlemen, look at the notorious Captain Watau that everybody has been talking about. This guy's name echoes fear in the heart of the terrorists. And is this young? I can't believe this. Burkina Faso has some of the youngest brave men out there. Can you imagine? I was thinking maybe somebody like in his 40s or in his 50s. This is a young lad here. Man, that's a fantastic news. Now we have a whole news about him. They said, for all those who heard his name and didn't know him, here he is, dear and in bones. The terror, they call them a name. Now they say the terror of terrorists, Captain Watau. He has now been promoted from a captain, he has now been promoted to a lieutenant colonel. And now he has been deployed to a whole different brigade entirely. Ladies and gentlemen, no. I don't know if he's going to carry that aura of being immortal, like they call his unit. I don't know if he's going to transfer it to his new unit. The confirmed news is he has been promoted, but I want to believe it's still a rumor that he will be changing his unit. I would just love if his unit remain with him, but I don't know if it's just the way the military works. When you get promoted, they move you from your unit to another unit. But these are the informations we have about Captain Watau and about Lieutenant Colonel Watau, and that is Lieutenant Colonel Watau. So I will have to learn to not call him Captain. I will have to start learning to call him Lieutenant Colonel because, and I don't know if they will still be deploying him to the front line because, he's from Bobo de la Soul, and his unit. One of the famous operation was when they went to liberate Jibo, and they spent above 72 days on the front line. This man right here is a tough man. To be honest, is a very tough one. So that is that with Lieutenant Colonel Watau. So we have another fresh news, right? So everything is going on in the AES. No more resources to the West. You know, everything is going good. Military success, agricultural sovereignty, construction, building of infrastructure, different industrial complexes, new jobs. The AES is booming, and they are booming nicely, right? Now we have an August visitor who actually represents the United States. His name is Rudy Hattala, a special envoy of the United States. Now, he did not visit Mali, he visited all the three AES states. And the reason why he visits all the three AES states is for one reason. There is a decree that if you are a foreign envoy, a diplomat or a representative, you want to discuss anything with the AES foreign diplomats, you have to discuss the same thing with all of them. Whatever you discuss with Niger, you're going to discuss with Mali, and you're going to have the same discussion with Burkina Faso. So Rudy Atala was in the AES with his other representative that actually traveled down with him. And what did they talk about? They said the US Special Envoy Rudy Atala was in the three AES states. And this is what he had to say. I am here as a US envoy of the White House. I have come to offer my services to the Malian authorities. We have the most powerful military in the world. Mm. We produce the most advanced weapons and are the best position to fight against terrorism in Mali. Mali is an important country for us. Now, he said the same thing in Burkina Faso, he said the same thing in Niger. Now, we have to get something very, very clear here. You see, I have to correct something. I might be wrong, but I want you guys to put me right if you think I'm wrong. He said they have the most powerful military in the world. We don't know. Recently, the United States has not been tested in an open combat against a strong country. I'm talking about a country that is on their level, somewhere in the level of Russia or China. You know, they've not been tested, so we never can tell how strong they are. So this old rhetoric of we have the strongest military in the world, that's unbelievable. That's over exaggerating the whole thing. So again, he said we produce the most advanced weapon in the world. We can't say that, you know, we can't say that they produce the most advanced weapon in the world because we all saw that during the Israel-Iran war, you know, Iran shot some type of missiles that actually, in my own opinion, those missiles they broke the laws of physics. We saw some hypersonic missiles. We Iran actually made a show. At some point it was as if Iran was actually using Israel as a site of missile test. And we did not even know what level Iran was about to get to. So this all talk of they have the most advanced weapon, that is absolutely false, right? And again, we all know that United States produce, they provide everything that Israel uses. Israel is like a United States proxy, and in the war with Iran, based on what I saw, the way the war was going, if you calculate from incursion to when the war ended, I would not lie, I think it was a complete devastation of Israel, to the point where they even said, no independent journalists or state-owned journalists should broadcast everything that is happening in Israel again. We actually saw a particular hypersonic missile that landed in Tel Aviv, to the point where electricity went out. And the next thing, when you see the shock wave of these missiles, no, no, I don't want to hear this most advanced weapon. The United States don't have the most advanced weapon. And you know I mean, what we do know is that it is in the Ukraine and Russian waters where we started seeing, drone warfare and all of that, which I think the United States is not even, they've not been able to catch up with. I do feel like once they get into the drone, production, they actually have the financial capability to actually eclipse whatever we might have been seeing right now, or even produce some of the most advanced, drones out there. But for now, I think they are behind on the drone warfare. So again, they now said they are in the best position to fight against terrorism. You see, this old talk, when France was in Mali, when France was in Niger, when France was in Burkina Faso, more than 50% of this country was filled with terrorists. Let me give you a clear example. United States is a partner of Nigeria when it comes to defense and security. Most of the Nigerian equipment are being bought from the United States. I won't lie to you, every Nigerian on this channel knows that the safest state in Nigeria right now is Lagos. No Nigerian can go to Zamfara and feel safe. You can't go to Maiduguri and feel safe. You can't go to Kebbi and feel safe. You can't go to Taraba and feel safe. You can't go to Bauchi and feel safe. There is terrorism in Ondo. Like almost more than half of the country is facing a serious terrorism incursion. No part. Enugu, there's terrorism. Benue State, there's terrorism. So if you are the security partner, right, of this my own country, and we are facing one of the darkest terrorism, incursion of all time. Since I was born, I've never seen anything like this. Okay, you now want to talk to Mali and the AES state, who we all are looking at as a beacon of safety and progression to the future. You are telling them that you are the best to fight terrorism. No, now you funded USAID. We have the record in the book. I might be talking based on emotion, but the facts are out there on the book. The United States has single-handedly, created a lot of terrorist organization. They started Al Qaeda, ISIS. Oh man, no, now, no, no, no. Oh no, no. So this old talk of their best position to fight against terrorism is actually false, because now what I would say is this: you are best positioned to fight? Or are you saying, if we are to translate it, should we say that they're trying to tell Mali that, okay, we started this game, yeah, we can stop it? Is that what you're trying to say? Because if that is what you're trying to say here, you might be talking, but saying that you are best positioned to fight against terrorism is actually wrong. The last time we checked, a fight between the United States and some terrorist element, which was the Taliban, ran from Afghanistan. So you don't have the moral justification to come to Mali and tell them about how to fight terrorism. Because the last time I checked, Mali already has a security partner in Russia. Now they could buy some United States equipment. There's nothing wrong in that. They could get some United States equipment. But you saying you want to offer intelligence, counter terrorism, It's better you offer your advice from afar. But to say you want to maybe establish a military base, or because that's where all this eventually goes to at the end of the day. You can be in the distance. If they need any equipment, they can order it, and yeah, they can use it. Let's see how. At least I'm not going to say Mali should not buy equipment from you, but it should not be like, if they don't buy your equipment, they are not, no, no. I don't want to hear none of this. You are in the best position to fight against terrorism and all of that. Mali has not called for the help of the United States. Mali has not called for the help of France. Mali has not called for the help of the United Kingdom. Mali has not called for the help of Germany. So all this talk of this and this, no. And the problem here is Mali and Burkina Faso. When you talk about these two nations, you're talking about the second and you're talking about the fourth largest gold producer in Africa. South Africa is fourth, Mali is second. It takes us to the last statement of Rudolf Attila, where he said that Mali is an important country for the United States. The only reason why I think that Mali is an important country for the United States is because of the strategic importance of Mali in the global economy. Now that Russia is there and France is no longer there, we are seeing a different Mali entirely. A Mali that has enough money to build infrastructure, to pave roads, to construct and develop industries, at the same time procure a whole load of weapons to fight terrorism. Mali is on a whole different level, and the proof is in the pudding. So this whole Mali is important. We know what type of language that is. We understand that proverb in and out. Or you want to talk about Niger, that's equally how they said Niger is also an important country, the largest uranium producer in Africa. That is it. Central African Republic is not even coming close. Not the uranium deposit of Niger is like times seven. Seven times. Seven times is small. It's like maybe we should say times 200 what Central African Republic has. That's how blessed these nations are. So, in my own opinion, my advice is they should try every possible best that they have to avoid this hegemonic power that has held a lot of countries in the world hostage. And a lot of these countries cannot help themselves out. Some are experiencing the long arm of the United States in regime change, a lot of tariffs, sanctions, anomalies, weaponizing the dollars. So I feel like the AES state are doing something fantastic and they're doing great. Personally, is they better tell the United States that what, we have control over the situation right now. When we need you, yes, we definitely call on you. But for now, yeah, we got everything under control. They should be very, very watchful and they should stay conscious. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think. So, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? Give us your opinion in the comment section below. It's your boy 72 Andre signing out. Enough said. But before I go, yeah, very soon we'll be having our first live session. So I'll be giving you guys updates on when we'll have our first live session so that a lot of people we can have the opportunity to have a live conversation. I mean, the live session will go like a video conversation where we'll be able to get a lot of people's opinion. I'm anticipating it, but I'm actually trying to put everything in place so that we'll have one of the smoothest live session that we can ever experience. Networking in Africa is a little bit somehow, so I want to have a very seamless live session with you guys. I miss you all and I love you. It's your boy 7200 signing out, and I said, but before I go, I'll see you on the next video.